Cricket presents The Warmup. Hey folks, I'm Neil Beasley, and great Week 1 action. That's only getting us ready for Week 2. We'll get you warmed up right now. Week 1 was electrifying football, but we have some even better matchups in Week 2. Let's preview some of those in the lineup. Well, it looks like 70-plus point games are going to be the norm for DeSoto after dismantling Summer Creek 74-14 in the state final last year. The Eagles kicked off this season with a 70-0 win over Creekside High out of Georgia. This Friday night, the competition gets a little tougher with North Crowley coming to DeSoto. The Panthers took on another 11-6A team last week as they beat Lancaster 29-21 at the Star. The combination of Chris Jimerson and Quentin Gibson worked quite well as they hooked up for 3 touchdowns. Cornelius Warren also rushed for 129 yards. However, they're walking into the belly of the beast. The DeSoto defense is not to be trifled with. Keelan Abrams, who tallied 23.5 sacks last year, dropped the quarterback last week as well. Keldon Ryan had a solid opening game behind center, counting for 4 touchdowns. And running backs Tiger Ryden and Myson Johnson-Cook combined for 142 yards and 3 more scores. So there should be plenty of offensive fireworks in this one. Tonight in Byron Nelson, there's an intriguing matchup between the Bobcats and visiting Lewisville. The Fighting Farmers were overlooked at the beginning of the season due to graduation, but they're certainly reintroducing themselves against Mansfield Summit. Lewisville torched a quality Jags team 51-7 and proved they have a good aerial attack with quarterback Trey Williams and receiver J.T. Thomas, who teamed up for 2 scores last week. Meanwhile, Byron Nelson's defense had their issues against Wolfworth Friendship. Bobcats survived, but it was 48-46. The offense did not have any problems as they're led by running back Tucker James and two-way player Leo Almanza. Should be a fabulous Thursday night affair. And in 5A, we got a great matchup in Birdville as Colleyville Heritage visits Richland Friday night. The Royals took down their rival Haltom by 3 scores last week, thanks to the combination of quarterback Drew Cates and running back Michael Turner. Richland has tons of experience on offense as every single yard gained from last year returns for this season. Colleyville Heritage had to gut out a win against Red Oak last week. The Panthers took advantage of some Hawk miscues on special teams to win it 32-29. Quarterback Brody Weaver is ecstatic. He's got senior Braden Blewett to throw to. In Game 1, the Northwestern commit caught 7 passes for 202 yards and a score. If Weaver can be consistent, this game should be a shootout.
Freeflation leaves economists baffled. Getting more for less? It's true for those who switch to Cricket and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Our Inside High School insider, Matt Diggs, gives us his thoughts on some of the key matchups in Week 2 in The Picks.
Many area teams will be playing their last non-district game. This is the last tune-up before district starts. We've got 5 very important games to look at. First game we're going to look at is Denton Ryan against Mansfield Timberview. Denton Ryan last year was led by quarterback Braden Mussett, who has moved to the running back and wide receiver position. Quinn Hennigan is stepping in at quarterback. He threw for 3 interceptions last week, so Denton Ryan has to find a way to limit the turnovers. Miles Davis, the quarterback from Mansfield Timberview, got hurt last week, so who will step up for him and replace him? Jalen Woods did it last week at running back, 140 yards, but I just don't think that Mansfield Timberview has the offensive firepower to go blow for Denton Ryan. I think Denton Ryan will be a heavy favorite in this game, at least by 2 touchdowns. Lovejoy versus Highland Park. We've got the Blue Bloods playing, and we've also got the Blue Bloods coaching. You got Todd Dodge and Randy Allen. I mean, this is like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant in their primes, coaching on the sidelines, but it's going to be the quarterback play that I think will determine who wins this game. Jacob Janicek had a fantastic first week at Lovejoy. He had 350 yards and 6 touchdowns, 5 through the air and 1 on the ground. Buck Randall had a nice game for Highland Park, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think defense is also going to matter in this game. I trust Lovejoy's defense a little bit less than Highland Park. I think Highland Park, after competing with a 6A offensive powerhouse in Rockwall Heath, should be up for the task, and they should handle Lovejoy at home by at least 10 points. Gunter versus Anna is one of those dream games that you've always wondered, what if a small school played a big school? We got a little bit of insight into that this week with a Central Texas game with Whitney and Mart. Whitney is a mid-tier 3A Division I school against 2A Division II Mart, who has been a powerhouse, and Whitney absolutely cleaned the clock out of Mart. I think we may see a similar outcome in this game. Gunter has a lot of good, hardworking players, but they just don't have the D1 talent. Anna has got 8 D1 players on their team, at least that we know about. I think they are going to win this game by at least 21. It may be even worse. North Crowley versus DeSoto is the game of the week. Had a chance to see North Crowley in person, and they lived up to a lot of the hype. Chris Jimerson at quarterback was fantastic. Cornelius Warren and Daniel Bray at running back. But I think their defense had a lot of questions left unanswered, and DeSoto is going to exploit that offensively. I can't see North Crowley slowing down DeSoto at all. Keldon Ryan, in limited action last week since DeSoto put up 70 points, had a very efficient game. I think he's going to explode this week. I think DeSoto is going to blow out North Crowley. I think they can win this game by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Last game we're going to look at is Cedar Hill versus Allen. These are two teams who have been great teams in the past, but have had some fallen on some hard times, and now they are looking to regain their former glory. I think that last week, Brady Bricker, what he did against Midland Legacy, 10 of 13 for 265 yards and 4 touchdowns. Allen defensively shutting out Midland Legacy as a team, putting up 61 points against a very solid 6A team. I liked that resume a little bit more than Cedar Hill, although Cedar Hill had a fantastic week against Midlothian as well. Deshaun Reese-Williams led Cedar Hill with 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I trust Allen's defense just a little bit more. And who says that home cooking doesn't matter? Home field advantage matters in high school football. When you have a home field advantage, it's in Highland Park and it's in Allen. I like Allen to take advantage of all of those intangibles and take out Cedar Hill in what should be an absolutely fantastic game to watch. Those are 5 games to keep an eye on this week. Back to you, Neil.
We caught up to a big-time athlete from the gridiron in this week's Recruiting Trail.
Weston Polk, linebacker 2025. I'm looking forward to, just being a part of greatness. And I think K-State does that with their culture. And, just being around a lot of like-minded guys that have the same goal as I do. And a lot of hardworking people that can push you. And it's just going to be a football environment. That's most what I'm looking forward to.
How do you want to fit into their program?
Yeah, so I just want to, I kind of have to see because a lot of people work out different than others, and I don't really know how it's going to work out right when I get there. And I'm going to do my hard work. I'm going to do what the coaches tell me to do, and if my role ends up, if I end up fitting in and being a starter my freshman year, that'd be great. That's what I want. But if not, if I had the red shirt, I'm up for sitting and working hard and waiting. But just anything they want me to do, I'm up for it.
Now, talk about yourself as a player on the field and off the field. So who is Weston?
Oh, gosh. On the field, I'm a former safety that plays linebacker. I've played about every position in football. A lot of people would say I'm a new school kind of linebacker, the faster pursuit linebacker. And I come from a family of, meathead linebacker and, old school football. So I'd say I had the mind of an old school football player, but I'm in the body of a new school football player. Off the field, all into outdoors. I hunt, I fish, all that stuff. I really enjoy the working out part of football and the weight room. It's a big hobby of mine, and even when I'm done playing football, I'll always be working out, lifting, CrossFit, running, all that stuff. I love it.
So what do you want K-State fan base to know about you?
I fit into their culture really well. I'm a team player. I'll never be selfish, and I want to stay all 4 years. I don't want to transfer. I want to be at K-State. I'm in love with it.
What are some things you're looking to accomplish?
Yeah, as far as football, the biggest things I was thinking are, I want to be an all-state linebacker. It's a big goal of mine personally, but more importantly to me, just, leave it all out there on the field. I don't want to get into college and regret things that I did or not giving enough to high school football.
So what is the kind of legacy that you want to leave out as you move on to the next phase of your career?
The main thing is just hard work. I think that I want to leave a legacy at Coppell that you just got to work for what you get. And our Coach Wiley, when he got here, changed everything because he preached hard work. And I kind of want to carry that on.
Cricket Wireless has an offer that's going to blow up your group chat. 4 lines for only $25 per month each with nationwide 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Our producer, Ward Fasold, caught up with Lewisville head coach Mike Odle to talk about his tussle with Byron Nelson in this week's Media Day segment.
All right, we're joined with Mike Odle from Lewisville High School. Coach, I tell you what, I know you heard the noises and you probably said, all right, and you just kind of laid back in the cut. Okay, they're doubting us because we were one and done the playoffs and we graduated everybody of significance that people remember. But we'll just wait and see what happens here. And sure enough, 21 points in the first quarter. You introduced us to Trey Williams, Tanel Hill. You introduced us to JT Thomas. Is it kind of a deal like in that Summit game, granted they are 5A, that you just kind of felt, okay, now these people can get off my back a little bit. This is what we got, and we're going to go on from here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you guys are for, and to talk all that stuff. So, I mean, we really try to focus on us, and we try to focus on getting better each day and being a better product and just all the things. It's the process. And, I know the kids do in this day of social media. They're reading things and there's a little chip on their shoulder of some of our guys not getting the accolades that they might want. But at the end of the day, it's the ultimate team game. The special teams is really what helped turn that game last week, and then our defense was smothering. They bend a couple times, but they just would not break, and they were smothering and then the offensive big play showed up. So, you can't keep up with what everybody thinks of you and wants to where they want to put you. The truth is we got a pretty good football team, and we play a lot of really quality opponents, and we have to use every day to get better and keep this thing going forward and to be a better version of ourselves. And that's really what we're looking forward to.
Well, you got a quality opponent Thursday night in Byron Nelson. You mentioned smothering when you talked about your defense. Well, they're going to have to smother on this team because this team likes to put up points. They got up 48 last week in a tough game out there against Friendship, and you're going to their house there. Talk about your expectations against Byron Nelson, what you're going to need to do to stay on top of them.
I mean, yeah, they snap the ball a whole bunch in a football game. They play fast. They're very efficient. Quarterback can run it, can throw it. Receivers all over the place, and they create really good space. They use the whole field. I mean, they're going to be challenging, and it's a great game for us to see where we are because we're going to play teams just like them in our district. They remind me of a Marcus, of a Coppell, of a Flower Mound, some of those teams. So. A great test for us. We're looking forward to it, but yeah, every week we're going to be staring down the barrel of a quality program, a well-coached team, and really good players, and that's why again we're just trying to win the moment, win the day, and trying to get better in the right now.
Well, that's going to be a fun game to watch, Coach. Thank you for joining me. That game happens this night, Thursday night, and we will have highlights on Sunday morning. So I appreciate it, Coach, and have a good week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us. And we leave you with Professor Diggs' DFW rankings. Week 2 action starts tonight.